So, my name is Drusha. I am the founder of Dentinal Tubules for those who do not know. During this period of lockdown, there has, of course, been a lot of different things going on. And what we have found is that bringing a community together, bringing people together, using the technology that we have enables things to be really good. It enables us to come together in isolation. It enables all of us to be able to do things that we otherwise would never think of doing. Last week, we had a wine tasting with the connoisseur, David Horn. David loves wine tasting, he just loves it. David likes all kinds of wines, and he can tell you about any wine. If you missed that, we're happy to share that with you. So then we thought, what else can we do? We want to bring the nation together. We want to bring people together and lift their spirits up. And we thought in dentistry, Bex has been known for really doing some awesome cooking. And she's been really actually making serious headway. She loves what she does. I've known Bex from a marketing viewpoint because she was working with Optident. So it was a really, really good surprise to see her on screen last year. Now, I think we're moving on to seeing her on a different screen. And we've kind of put this together with the simplest of technologies. We're not using high powered cameras that we normally use at tubules. We're not using high powered sound people, etc., for obvious reasons that you know. But what we are trying to do is really hope that you have some great fun today. You really enjoy what you do. And when you make what you make today, you have a great session with yourselves, your families, anything else that you work with. So I really do hope that at the end of today, you find everything that Beck shares enjoyable, that you find everything that Rebecca shares to be rewarding, to be fun, and something you can use again and again and again as these weeks go on. We're always here to help. Rebecca Haworth from Bell's Kitchen will be live today at 5:30. Remember to share this on Facebook, to share this on YouTube or anywhere on Instagram or anywhere else with the hashtags we're about to show you, because one lucky winner with their pizza will get a prize. We will be seeing you in a few moments time. Thank And here I am, ready to go, ready to talk. You can see Bex ready there. We will soon be going live on, should we say, MasterChef tubules. We might not be allowed to use the MasterChef brand, but hey, we do have a MasterChef on board. I'm very pleased with that. But before that, a short message, because these are being delivered mainly in the dental field for the tubulites, for dentistry, to keep that positivity. Today's is going out wider than dentistry. Today's Tubules Live Together is going out to a group of lots of people. The team at Henry Schein, the team at Optident. Keep your spirits up. I think there's a Facebook group. Let's get the nation cooking. Let's get the nation cooking. We may be dentists. A lot of us may be considered as people who, delve in your teeth, but we are fun people. So that too, dentists and dental professionals, everybody is welcome to be together. Here's a little message to tell you all about togetherness.
Isolation doesn't mean loneliness.
Uncertain doesn't mean unpredictable.
Challenges mean opportunities.
Time out means a time to reflect.
A time to come together.
A time to work together.
A time to support each other.
A time to inspire each other.
A time to change the way we think together.
A time to learn new things together.
A time to educate each other.
A time to gain personal mastery.
A time to gain a financial mastery.
A time to gain clinical and professional mastery.
A time to believe.
Believe that together we will come through this.
Believe that to restart will reignite a new beginning.
Because when we work together,
we will
motivate, grow, thrive together. Dentistry together.
Two lives together.
Yep, together in everything we do. It's just the way we work. And bringing together today, Tubules Live. Welcome to tonight's show, Rebecca Haworth from Bell's Kitchen. How are you? It's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
You're ready. So, Bex, well, we took a long time to decide on a good recipe that makes it fun for everyone and that everyone can cook and enjoy. Tell me, why did we choose pizzas today? Is it?
Well, the thing is, there's vegan, vegetarian, there's so many different kind of cuisines, there's halal, kosher. I just didn't know what to pick. So I thought pizza, it's a sharing dish, it's something that everybody can get involved in, and you can basically, anything you do with one, you can leave out. So you can put your own toppings on. So I'm just doing some basic ones tonight, so they are vegetarian. Yeah, we're going to finish with a top-up pizza, which I think has actually been one of the most pizzas of the whole lot.
I think everyone wanted that, and we're, just to inform everyone out there, in isolation, we're together. We're using kit of a laptop, of our phones. Everything brilliantly done. There we are. And I'm sat in my room with the laptop. We're all trying to keep safe, keep cooking. So I will go on mute. I'll ask you some questions at some points, but not my video, because tonight is your show, Rebecca. So take it on. It's over to you.
Okay, so hi everyone. I mean, I love having people round to mine for dinner, so I'm so pleased that you could all join tonight. So this is actually made my Saturday night fun. I've got a special shout out to one of my first students who I originally taught how to make pizza, and that you probably know him as Professor Lewis Harden from the Lebanon University. He has now taken pizza to another level and has built a pizza kitchen in his house, and he is live listening to us with his son and daughter Sebastian and Rita Maria. So I just want to say hi because I know they're watching, and we'll look forward to seeing what creations they're making from Lebanon. So I hope that everyone's safe. I hope that everyone's well, and you know, obviously in this time, you probably know me from doing events in dentistry, and you know, right now we're all in the same boat, and I think we're homebound, we're hungry, and yeah, so I thought, well, why not share a little bit of our cooking with you? So I know some of you have got pizza stones ready. I'm going to use my mobile to show you the bits and pieces that I've got ready, and I know that some of you might be using a normal baking tray, whatever. I can absolutely account for kitchen successes. However, failures, yeah, you're on your own. So if anyone goes wrong, I cannot be held accountable, but I'll do my best to show you the ropes. So I'm just going to get my mobile and just show you. We've got some special guests in the house. So we've got Greg and John here to help us judge tonight's MasterChef pizzas. And also here, this is just a reminder, the Facebook group, which was started by some friends of mine in the MasterChef family, Sarah Dugdale and Anna, who both look after the admin side of things. There's about 20 of us in total, and we're basically in our spare time giving recipes, suggestions, advice. I mean, we've built over 4,500 members in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I know some of you are on it because I've seen some of the recipes, so thank you, and thanks for sharing hints and tips. So it's really just something that we enjoy and something that we want to share with you. So make sure that you visit that page, log on. If you've got anything in your freezer, fridge that you don't know what to do with, you want some hints and tips, then just give us a shout, and we'll do our best to help you. So we're going to start off with a rosemary flatbread, because normally when we go to Italian restaurants, we like to have a sharing pizza bread while we decide what we're going to eat. So the reason that I've used this dough is because obviously at the moment we've got a shortage, not of time, but we've got a shortage of yeast and flour, and people are finding it hard to get their hands on these things. So it's not gluten free, but there was a gluten on the feed. But this is basically a really good cheap dough. You can see now it's expanded. The yeast has started working as it's come to room temperature. So we're going to, and you can leave this in the freezer and just defrost it when you want it. So if you've got any questions, ask Drew and he'll shout them out to me. Now all I can see is myself, so I'm feeling a little bit lonely here in my kitchen. So
isn't this quite interesting, because you're cooking, you're talking to an audience of a few hundred, if not more, and you feel like you're talking to yourself up to a level, but you are talking to a few hundred people. So this pizza dough that you've said, if you put it to room temperature, it'll expand. But if you put it back to freezing, say I've used half of it and back in the freezing, then does it feel like it'll go back thin? It stays fine? How many times can you defrost?
You need to use it once you've defrosted it. You've got like a couple of days in the fridge, and basically one piece one of these dough balls makes a perfectly good sized pizza. So you should not have any pizza left. I've never made a pizza and had any left. That just never happened. So we're going to, but you need to get a floured surface, so plenty of flour, because this will stick. It'll start to expand. We're going to take it as thin as we can. So it's around about a 10 to 12 inch pizza. So you need to keep turning it. I don't know how many people are joining in right now. I know there's a few people have sent me pictures of their pizza stones or pizza ovens. So I know there's a few of you out there that are joining in. So we do want to see your creations.
I think we have a couple of hundred doing it at the moment. So that's a lot of pizzas going through everyone. That's quite, that's very skillful, Bex, how quickly you're getting that into a beautiful circle. I normally get it into the map of Africa if I'm lucky, or some funny shape. Sometimes my dough, when I roll it, it just doesn't come out the nice round that you've got. Tell me some tricks. How do you get it so good and round?
The best, to be honest, the best pizzas are the hand stretched pizzas. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter what shape it comes out at. It's coming out to be a little bit of an off circle, and that is a shape. I've just created it now. So we're going to take it thin, and it kind of pulls back in a little bit. You know, it's quite elastic because of the gluten. So you do need to get it quite thin, because I think, to me, I mean, I know that some people like deep pan pizzas, but for me, the thin, crispy, fresh Italian pizzas are the best ones, and they don't feel quite as naughty. So that's what we're gonna make today. So you'll see.
Have you ever added? You know, Sanjay's asking, do you think adds like things like garlic or honey or anything like that onto the rosemary, possibly onto the pizza dough?
Well, this is actually infused with rosemary. I don't know if you can see, but it has got speckles of rosemary in there. So you can, so this is a rosemary, we're going to make a rosemary flatbread. So I'm going to put the garlic on top. We're going to put the garlic into the oil. So what I'm going to do at this point, if you start to build your pizza on the worktop here, you'll find that you can't pick it up. It's just heavy and everything will spill around and things. So I've got a pizza panel, and I actually didn't realise that this oven came with pizza stones, so I'd learned to make pizzas. First of all, on a barbecue, so you can make these pizzas on a barbecue. So you see there, I just slid that underneath the pizza bread with some flour on so that it's nice and slidey. So we know that when we put our topping on, that it's not going to stick before we put it onto the pizza stone. I'm just going to get a little bit more flour onto there. So literally on here, I'm going to make a quick garlic oil. And just take some fresh garlic cloves one side. I'm going to crush these into, it's literally just crushing these into the olive oil. One way around. So is there any other questions while I'm doing this, Drew?
I'm just having a look and seeing what else there is, but I'm just kind of admiring the way you just really get these things going like a natural. Takes me forever.
My concentration.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest story was when I how thin, actually Helm is asking, how thin does that dough need to be, that pizza base need to be?
I would probably say 2 mils, maybe. So what you'll find is that one piece of dough really will stretch out to about a 10-inch pizza. So just take it thin, but try and keep it even. I mean, you can make smaller pizzas with it. You could do it in half and make some little kind of sharing smaller pizzas.
If you make it too thin and it kind of starts almost tearing and stretching, do you have to start all over again until it's quite good? You can't. There's no shortcuts, really, is there?
I would try and take it. Don't take it too thin on the first go. I mean, it's. I might stretch it out a little bit as I put the oil on. So I'm just going to go in here. So we've got some fresh garlic in here. And I go in with a nice big log of olive oil, good olive oil.
They say olive oil is good for your health. Also you get different kinds of dough, really, don't you? Because some of the stone-baked pizzas are seriously thin, and I like those. And if you ask my wife, she likes the thicker Pizza Hut style of, it's the easy way to say it, but that kind of thicker dough pizza as well. What's your favorite, Bex?
Thin and crispy. I mean, I'm more about the topping than the. And I'm one of those people that leave the crust. I'm so annoying. I will eat all the little bits and then just leave crust around. So yeah, I prefer to just kind of have more of a lighter pizza, then you can have more of it. So.
And I think that's my view, really. Otherwise, might as well have the bread. I mean, people listening here, go and tell me what kind of dough you like. Go on, put a comment down there or something so I know what kind of dough you enjoy. So that's the garlic and olive oil going on first.
Just garlic and olive oil, quite a generous helping of olive oil. And we're just going to drizzle that all over the pizza generously.
How much olive oil did you actually put in there? Because you can put a fair amount if you'd like to, really, didn't you?
I would say in terms of tablespoons, 3 or 4 tablespoons, and a good clove and a half of garlic. I mean, this is not for people who are sleeping next to somebody who doesn't have garlic. I mean, this is serious stuff. So this is gonna ward off all the vampires. And what we're gonna do now, we're going to put that into the oven straight onto the pizza stone. I'm going to try and take you with me. Bear with me on here. Now I've got to open the oven as well. So as we go into the oven here, you can see the pizza stone in here is red hot. Obviously it heats up the pizza from underneath, so that's where you get that crispy bottom. That's what we're looking for. And it's going to take about 4 minutes, if that. So I'm going to pop this in now and put it straight onto the pizza stone. So I hope you can see. Can you see the screw? Straight in. You shut the door, and we're going to get a couple of minutes, and we'll come back to it. And then we're going to get some fresh rosemary, and we're going to pick the rosemary off. And we're going to sprinkle that on halfway through the cooking.
Yeah, brilliant. Do you have you got rosemary at the back in your garden?
Yeah, well, actually, a lot of my herbs are kind of hibernated for the winter, and some of them come back. So I'm kind of looking to replant at the moment. But
what's talking about the dough, you can get wholemeal, you can get all sorts of different options there as well. Can you? What about the gluten? People who are kind of they look for gluten-free diets, the gluten intolerant.
Yeah, I have put a recipe on there for gluten-free dough. I've never used it. To be honest, I don't know anyone in my family that's gluten-free, so normally I just cook with the original dough. But I have put, I think, on your feed yesterday, Drew, and I can always share it afterwards. There is a recipe for gluten-free. And if you're ever looking for something like that and you think, oh, I like it, but it's, I've got an allergy or anything, if you want a different alternative, just email the group, the Facebook group that I told you about. Just go on there and message them. And there's literally like 20 odd of us that are on there, and someone will have a solution for you. So just let us know what it is that you're after. So I'm just like, literally, we're only a minute in to the cook. I don't know if you can see, I tried to clean my oven, but it's working. So you can see in here, I don't know if you can see that through, is it?
Yeah, I think it's very nicely visible now. You can see it kind of, it's coming up really, little, it's rising up nicely. How you have to have fired the oven up to a certain temperature, don't you, to have got a good level? What, 200 degrees higher than that?
Yeah, I reckon probably about 240 is about right. I mean, if it can go up to that, say 220 for a fan-assisted oven, it needs to be hot. I mean, and if you're going to use a pizza stone, put the pizza stone in when you start to raise the temperature of the oven, because you put it in at the last minute, it might crack. Same on a barbecue. If you're going to cook on a barbecue with a pizza stone, you need the lid down, you need to get it really, really hot, and you treat it like an oven. So your pizza stone goes in with the oven lid comes down. I'm just going to get this out because I'm halfway through cooking. I'm just going to get the rosemary on it. So as you can see, I don't want to tip it because some of the oil will come off, but we're just going to scatter some rosemary on here now.
Any other herbs that you like putting on at this stage? Do you leave them all a bit later on?
Well, this is a rosemary flatbread, so I'm only using rosemary on this one, but obviously when we do the mozzarella, the margarita, that is going to have some fresh basil on. So I'm putting some sprinkles of fresh sea salt on here as well. Maldon sea salt flakes. So this is going to be absolutely gorgeous when it comes out.
Awesome. That's actually looking good already. I think the thing is, when you see such good food, your eyes get bigger than your belly. You eat a lot of the first course and then you forget having the second and third, but there's a chocolate pizza, so keep the tummies a little bit healthy. But that's nice. So tell us, I mean, we're saying as well, for those of you who are watching this, there's a prize. Rebecca is going to give you a prize, a free Zoom cookery class via Zoom like this, especially for those of you who really want to learn from her. She will obviously discuss with you, so we say terms and conditions, but a dish that she can guide you through as well. Yeah. Best way to do it, put a picture on social media, hashtag Tubules Pizza, hashtag Bell's Kitchen. Where did Bell's Kitchen come from? A name from?
I think that's we've always called it Bell's Kitchen because when we started this house, if you'll remember, Drew, when about 4 years ago when we bought this house, this is actually an old farmhouse in the village where where I grew up. I'm just going to keep an eye on this pizza. Hang on, we're almost ready. So let me just.
Well, I think that's a fair point. We're waiting for Bex to get that pizza out. This is quite cool as a setup. We'd love external cameras, but the way you've set up the laptop, the phone, we can actually see everything very nicely. I'm sure people watching this at home, let's put something, a little comment down there how well the vision is. Hey, that looks nice. The base is properly, nicely, cooked in.
What you want thing with this is I'm just going to put a little tiny drizzle more olive oil just on the raised bits, and what you find is I'm going to take my phone over. You'll see here it's come up all nice and crispy, and all of the olive oil is there on the surface with garlic, and it's all crusted with salt. Can you see that? Sorry, it's not very good, is it?
I think it's actually visible very nicely, Rebecca. It is really nicely visible. I think people watching this can tell us how nice as well. But from what I can see, you can see it well cooked. There is a risk you can overcook it if like me, you get distracted with everything all the time, really. Yes. Any warning signs other than timing to make sure you don't do something like that?
Just keep an eye on it, to be honest. I mean, it's literally like 4 minutes on a pizza stone and you're done. So literally can't turn your back on it. I've had a few, well done pizzas, but you can see from this, I'll just show you a slice here. Look how thin the crust is. It's
wow, yes, it is.
On the inside, it just is so nice. I mean, everyone that I've cooked pizza for in this house has gone out and bought a paddle and a stone, and literally would probably set you back about £30 in total for both things. So and you can literally just churn them out one by one. So if you've got people around and you're having a drink and you're not sure what to cook, literally just popping one of these out every 5 minutes for a good half an hour is it's going to keep everybody enjoying the atmosphere, and it's a dead social thing to do. So
I think this is quite good as well, as a sort of, literally someone comes into your house and it's the starter, isn't it? Let's have a chat, let's have this. What's your favorite wine that goes with these as starter? Are you a rosé wine fan yourself? You like your rosé wine, don't you?
Wine that goes with pizza is wine, but today I have got I am accompanying it with a rosé wine, which I actually got from Town End Wines that's still delivering, and they sell this at my local pub. They're shut at the moment. So anyway, cheers. I'm sorry that you can't be here to taste it, but I'm just going to have
Well, I think Belle's. We're going to come to Belle's kitchen at this rate. And Rumit says, "Nice kitchen." Listen, designing this kitchen, was this your thinking, your vision, what was in your mind in terms of designing the kitchen?
Well, basically, this bit here was a cow shed. So one side was just an old random part with an old toilet and a work shed, and in this part was where the cows fed. And so we have literally just knocked it all out. And so we've put the we've got an island which is kind of you'll be able to see from here. It goes round. It's a 5-meter island. Oh, there's the camera set up with glass.
Wow.
So you can go outside, but we've made it so that I can cook and we can have family and friends round and down the other side of the table, so that's safe, so that I no longer have to cook in a kitchen on my own while everyone else is having a nice time. So that's why you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties.
How did you end up getting on MasterChef? Was that just something you tried? Because I was surprised to see you on television. I went, hold on, that's Bex. I'd known you for 7 years, so I know you had to keep it a secret until you're seen on telly. But thousands of people apply for it. What was the journey? How did you get on?
Well, the night I applied was one of the Tubules partner events at Haworth Park. And I remember that night I was with Lindsay, one of my colleagues, and we just decided that we were going to have a night having room, just a bit of room service there for dinner and just stay in because we were both tired. And I thought, you know what, it's the end. So it's about now. It would have been around this time, wouldn't it? About a couple of weeks ago. So the series of MasterChef was on, and I always sit there thinking, I could do that. I could, not necessarily do better than that, but I think I'm good enough, So anyway, I decided to do the form and fill it all out, and it took me actually 3 attempts because there's so much that you have to put down, so much you have to think about, and you have to do a video, and then there's like different processes. So they tell you that you only hear back if you're actually accepted. So whittled it down bit by bit, and I heard in July that they wanted to speak to me, and then it was I think it was in September that I actually got through to after the audition. So I think it went from 6,000 people to 1,000, and then 400, and then final 56. But they said to me, you have to make sure that you're free and that you're not doing anything for the whole this time. So I had, kind of in my mind thought, I could go down to London at the drop of a hat. Because I worked down there quite a bit anyway. But the first session she wanted me to do, she said, right, it's the 3rd and 4th of October, and then we want you on that one. And it's like the only day. It was the Excel BDIA conference, and I was just like, oh, but luckily, because I've done about 100 of them in my time, I was allowed to have that one off, but I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. So, I was literally filming at the other side of Westfield shopping centre while my colleagues were staying on site. So it's quite funny, really.
I mean, that must have been an experience as well. So, what are we doing next now? We'll continue the story in a while. So, what's our next step?
We're going to make a classic margarita pizza. So we're going to go with the sauce. So for the sauce, literally, you just need some passata. I do everything by eye, so forgive me if I'm not doing exact measurements. But I would say I'm going to try and do it with a spoon so that I can give you a helping hint. So you might not use all of this sauce, but for one pizza, I'm going to do 3 large spoonfuls of passata. Actually, I'll do 4 just in case. We're going to add in some oregano. Literally, I would say 2 teaspoons of oregano. It sounds like a lot, but once you've got it on the pizza base and it's spread out, you do need that flavour in there. I'm going to use, instead of fresh garlic, I'm going to use a roasted garlic puree. It's not quite as harsh. You find that normal garlic puree as well is not as harsh as raw garlic. We tried it with that, but it does sometimes repeat on the other bit. So we have to that one first.
So you almost want a subtle flavor, really, don't you? That's what you're aiming for.
And I'm going to go for like a heaped teaspoon of that because it is subtle and it is sweet. So so we're mixing all of that in. I'm just going to do a little sprinkle of sugar, just for sweetness, and a good helping of black pepper. Salt, always season. I would say a good sprinkle of salt. Has anyone sent any pictures through yet, Drew, for what we're cooking, or are we not?
I haven't looked yet. We've got to wait for it. But there's a lot of people actually asking about the pizza stone. I can see Helmi and Sanjay have said, what's the best place to get the pizza stones, and what sort of things do you look for?
Well, like this is a cheap one. I think this was I think £5-6. I think it was in a supermarket sale. Literally, that one I use on the barbecue, so you can see the bottom's a bit dirty. But so that's the one that I would put on the barbecue when cooking. The one that I've got in the oven came with the oven. I didn't realise that until I'd done the pizza course on the barbecue years ago, and thought, oh, I'm sure I've seen something in my drawer. Anyway, I realised that it came with one. So I would say on Amazon, when I looked the other day, because I was checking for other people, a nice thin paddle. I think the metal ones are great, even if it's got a stick on it, just to be able to get it in and out of the oven, and because you can really get those underneath pizzas when they're thin. But for a pizza stone, I wouldn't spend more than £20 on a pizza stone. I mean, you can get a really good one for that. So just have a look online, and maybe just have a look at some of what people have said.
So it doesn't break the bank at all, to be honest. For those of you watching and want to share your images, here you are. Tubules Pizza and Bell's Kitchen. That's the hashtag, really. You can see a picture of Rebecca there, really happy at MasterChef as well. But that's what we're looking at. So please do share your images. We'd love to see them, no matter how good or how not so good Becky's standards they are. It's always good to share. This is all about fun. This is all about learning. This is all about having a fun time together. So are we ready for the next dough, are we?
Ready for the next dough. See, this one is actually just expanded so much. I'm probably going to find it hard to get it out of the packet, so bear with me. So we're going to just go with an original pizza dough bread for this one. So there's no rosemary in it, but you can. There's a chili flavoured one. There's wholemeal. They're all really good. So I think this dough company is brilliant. I think it costs £2.70 for a pack of two. Obviously, it's cheaper to make it yourself, but once you've decided you want a pizza, I mean, how long do you really want to have to wait till it's ready?
Well, there's Tarek. Tarek's asking that, isn't he? He says, any tips for making fresh dough? He's obviously wants to make fresh one, which is great. Hello, Tarek. But what sort of tips do you look at for making fresh dough?
Fresh dough, if you want to there's a really good recipe on our Facebook page. So if you go on there and just have a look, just type in pizza dough, there's a couple on there that are really good. But you basically need to have somewhere warm for it to kind of prove, and you need to you need to be able to have a good yeast. I use Italian flour, so it depends. It's trial and error. I did actually do this for my challenge on the Italian part of the MasterChef program. I did a rosemary flatbread. I actually took my pizza stone down on a tray and on about 3 different tubes, just because I wanted to kind of impress Jay Rayner when I did my pasta course, which actually was a success. So I was quite pleased. Otherwise, I think I would have left it.
That's some dedication there, Rebecca. That's some dedication to make sure you got it right. I think it did work eventually, and it was good. Making this dough is always great fun. So when you were in the MasterChef, the pressure was higher than this. How do you cope under pressure? There's people looking. There's your judges around. There's probably cameras that are taking you in from every angle. Do you just go into the zone, literally, of cooking? How do you cope with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I came over quite serious on the program. I mean, I think most of the people that know me from work know I'm a little bit daft, and that didn't come across because I was just like, you have to remember, and you don't have the clock. I mean, we didn't have the clock there to say, oh, you've got this much time left. You have got, you've built the recipes on most of the occasions. You've made them yourself. You've thought about what you're cooking, but your mind just goes a little bit blank, and you're like thinking, oh, I'm going to leave something out. So I really did find that I had to concentrate and really get in the zone when I was on there. So it is a bit nerve-wracking, but I think because I'm used to dealing with pressure, found it surprisingly successful on some of the cooks that I did. I didn't run out of time or anything, even though when I practiced it, I just failed every opportunity. So yeah.
So this is the second dough that's getting ready to go in, or are you going to top it up with something before it goes in?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to just get it on its on the paddle. Like I say, don't build your pizza on the top because you won't be able to. I mean, if you've got a thin paddle like this, you will be able to get it underneath, but it's more difficult to get it on.
Wait, that's really, what you've just done looks very easy, just to put it on the pedal. Every time I do it, I end up tearing the whole dough. All my hard work goes away.
Are you dragging it on, or are you sliding something underneath?
I kind of try and almost pull it on a little bit, because I put the pedal in, but as I try and put the dough on, I probably pull it too much. And end up.
Have you already loaded your pizza up at that point?
No, I try and do it like yourself first. Get the dough a bit hard, and then try and bring it out again, and then load. Put the paste on and load and do everything like that.
Okay, well, I think maybe it's just a case of getting enough flour underneath. Don't be shy with the flour, because the flour actually, when it cooks on the bottom, gives it that nice like crustiness.
Yeah.
Don't worry about having too much flour on. I think some people think that over-flouring it might just kind of make it not taste the same. So we're going to build this now. So we've got plenty of sauce. I've tasted it. It's nice and sweet. It's got the right amount of seasoning on. We're just going to generously put this sauce on top of the pizza. So you can see it.
In fact, I think as you talk about that, so a couple of people asking similar sort of questions. Winu's saying how to avoid a soggy base, and I think the same sort of thought that I was saying, possibly. Jack Noble saying, when I make a fresh pizza dough in a bread maker, it often gets stuck in the bread pen. So the soggy base, getting it stuck in the bread pen. What sort of tips do you think work for that?
I've only ever made pizza dough by hand. I haven't done it in a dough maker. To be honest, every time I try and use my KitchenAid, I'm the same. And even with pasta dough, I just prefer to make it by hand. It seems to just kind of coil around the dough hook. So I'm more about just kneading it by hand and doing it the traditional way. For a soggy bottom, I've got plenty of sauce on there, but not too much. But what you find is if you put your toppings in the middle, then it's the middle that has the least kind of crustiness. So when you're putting your cheese on, so we're just going to go straight on with some fresh mozzarella. I don't tend to use, grated cheese, but you can. But I'm just going to put some nice big pieces on. I'm going to tend to put them towards the outside of the pizza so that they don't make that middle bit soggy. And I think a lot of people put too much on the pizza. Less is more when it comes to, and this is my favourite pizza. I used to all the different toppings, but now I have tried a fresh pizza like this. I literally just basil, mozzarella, and simple sauce. So I'm going to put some nice big dollops on of this, so it's going to melt. So
when do you put grated cheese on? Well, mozzarella's hard with what you've got, but
you put grated mozzarella on or anything like that, you would just put it on top of the cheese, just sprinkle it, on top of the tomato. So sprinkle it on as normal, but I just like it when parts of it have got tomato on and some of this fresh mozzarella melts. And I don't put the basil on until afterwards because I think it's nicer when it's actually fresh. And sometimes you should never cut basil because it bruise, but if you tear it, it will be fine. You can sprinkle some on first, but I think it's always nicer afterwards when it's fresh. I'm going to put this one in the oven now, so we're ready to go in. It's still a little bit slidey, so I'm going to pop it into the oven as I did with the other one.
While you're doing that, and I think this time Beck says needs both hands, so we're not going to ask her to hold the mobile at the same time. There's a bit of dexterity there, but I think it's just very interesting. So it's gone back on the pizza stone, and there we are.
Can you see that?
Yes, very nicely visible. I think so. We're going to be seeing the cheese melt away slowly but surely, and
Then it's probably going to
spread.
take 4 minutes. If that, so we're going to get some basil and just some nice fresh pieces of basil. I'm just going to just tear them roughly, and we're just going to pop those on top.
Basil, do you get basil in your garden as well? Are you quite a grower with these things?
To be honest, I normally will get. I've had to get basil in a packet, although it's very nice and very fresh. That's all I could get today, but I would normally buy a plant and leave it in the kitchen on the side because good like hardy herbs like mint and rosemary are fine outside, but basil tends to be a little bit delicate, so and kind of grown in a more warmer climate. So I normally put it on the windowsill.
Just a reminder for people: if you're some of you are posting the comments and questions underneath this video on the Tubules website. Some of you, it feels like the comments are not coming through. We can see most of them. If they're not, feel free to send me a WhatsApp. Feel free to come through Facebook. Feel free to edit on our website, chat support. We will answer the questions. Bex is here. We're chatting away. We're trying to, make sure that we give you the information you need as different types of pizzas are coming out of the oven. Don't feel left out. We will give you the information you'd like. It looks like the garlic pizza bread is all ready for the two judges. That's what she's doing now there. The imaginary judges are... oh no, they're real judges. They're just hiding in the back. They're looking through it. What's written on that blackboard? What's written on that blackboard? That's quite interesting. I actually didn't see that.
I mentioned it before. It's the Let's Get the Nation Cooking. It's just a reminder for the Facebook page. It's just good people giving up their time to help us. So please join it. I know some of you are already on it, so I've seen you there.
I think I'm on that group, and it's actually very nice and really, really cool. If anybody does feel like you want to come on as a guest on this video call, please message me privately, and we'll get you on the Zoom to have a direct chat with Rebecca and myself if you'd want to. I can see the cheese is spreading along nicely. It's really thinning out now. This is why you were saying less is more, because if you put loads of cheese, it's just going to go everywhere, really, isn't it?
Especially in the middle, and that's where it gets soggy. So if you try and, I have put things on like fresh parma ham or a little bit of salami, but to be honest, this is just simple and it's just the best pizza. It's how pizzas were supposed to be.
Am I right in saying the original pizzas were without cheese, or is that just apparently they were without cheese, and then when they went to New York, cheese got introduced? Is that correct?
I don't know the answer to that, so I'm gonna refer that one to the Italians. So if anyone, Walter, if you're watching, or Ronaldo, guys from Sao Italiano, if you tuned in, send us the link. I'm going to leave that one to them to ask.
And I think I'll tell you what, Lewis, is it Lewis Harden? Lewis does photography, but I've seen him putting a shout out to him because I've seen him putting a lot of photographs up of pizzas. He makes some nice, big, solid pizzas. Lewis, when I come and see you in your country, I'm going to need one of those. But he really likes cooking, isn't he? Do you seem to exchange a lot of notes on cooking, especially pizzas with Lewis?
Yeah, well, to be honest, Lewis doesn't like all of the types of food that I like, but he loves pizza. And he's perfected it, and as a true professor, has taken the dough to the extreme. So if you want a good dough recipe, ask him. It's far too complicated for me. He's made it like way too complicated. So anyway, this is the fresh mozzarella and basil pizza. The cheese, some of the cheese is just melting nicely on the top. It's not too crunchy, you know what I mean? It's still got that nice kind of milky texture to it. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on here.
I mean, olive oil is great as well. What about chili oil? A lot of people like that. Do you make chili oil quite often? How long do you have to leave those chilies in there to really simmer it in and doing things like that?
It'll probably be fine after a few days. I mean, obviously you can just keep topping it up. So if you put dried chilies in the bottom, maybe a little sprig of rosemary, some peppercorns, and then just kind of leave it in there, and it makes a really nice infused chili oil. So they call it peperoncino oil in Italy. I'm just going to put a tiny sprinkle of sea salt on here just to finish it off. So to get our pizza slice.
You need a nice sharp pizza cutter for these. Again, thin base, just really brilliant and nice, isn't it? A doughy.
I mean, this one obviously hasn't risen as much because, you know, obviously before it didn't have anything on it apart from the oil puffed up. So if you think the more you load it, the flatter it's going to be, and that's where you get the soggy bottom. So what I'll do here is show you. I mean, underneath here, you've still got the.
Oh yeah, you can still see it nicely crusty. How crusty do you? Some people, if they say I want a crusty base, and some people like a soft base, that's just to do with timing.
Yeah, I mean, you see here at the edge.
Yeah.
The soft bit in the middle. So I would probably even leave that a little bit longer because I don't mind a few little burnt edges because I think it makes it really nice and really nice and tasty. But I took this one out so that it wasn't too overdone. But I would even take that a little bit further and just make it really gnarly around the outside. So, you know, this is just a lovely fresh pizza and not messed with too much. Fresh ingredients, and literally has taken us less than 10 minutes from prepping the sauce.
So this, you know, with this one, you've put cheese on top, you put the basil, keep it simple, keep it nice, almost like a beautiful margherita. What I love, enjoy, and yeah, there you are, making us all salivate. For those of you making the pizzas at home,
it's good.
It's lovely.
How would you taste it?
I can see that. And do you like putting vegetables on? Do you like putting things on pizza? Do you like them simple most of the time? Because I'm becoming more and more a fan of margherita. Keep it simple stuff. I know people like adding other stuff on, jalapenos, chilies, pineapple. What's that about?
I do like to add things. I mean, we made one the other day, which was a mushroom and parma ham. Literally, just put a few mushrooms on, a little bit of ham just torn up on top, but tend to put it around the outside a little bit so that your middle bit can still get the temperature to it, so that it doesn't sog the middle part of the pizza up, if you know what I mean.
By the way, Lewis Harden says thank you all. I want to see a picture of your pizza on Facebook, Lewis. But and next time we want a smile light that actually can fit in this to make the kitchen look even brighter. Don't you think so, Bex? Lewis can make a smile light video.
These two lights that I'm using,
yeah.
I actually went to pick them up because we used them for Lewis's photography course. And I remembered that we had them in stock. So I was like, I knew we had them somewhere. So, you know, I'm still working. So I went and picked them up. So it's really helped out tonight. So.
I mean, amazing. That's so cool because it's helped. I love that. I'm driving up to Belle's Kitchen when all this isolation is over. I think there's going to be a Tubules pizza party up there. I think we agree. Those of you watching this, if you really want a Belle's Kitchen pizza party, give me a thumbs up down in the comments or in Facebook or wherever you're watching this. But that's really really awesome because that's so quick. I could do this on an evening in, get the dough rolled, not as round as beautiful as you've done it because the one I do is not the best shape, but from there, just the way it works.
I mean, with this, you literally, you can take it out of the freezer and defrost it in the microwave for a minute. So you can literally go, you know, if you decide to have pizza, providing you've got the other bits and pieces in, you literally can just kind of keep a few rolls of that in. I mean, I'm not sure if you make your own dough, at what point you freeze it, because obviously this starts to expand when it comes to room temperature. So there must be a trigger point when you can freeze your dough. So I'll be looking into that. But, you know, I mean, apart from now when we're in lockdown, who's got time to be faffing around with dough when we've got loads to do? So.
I mean, there's so much to be done as well. Big shout out to Bal. Nice to have you on, Bal, watching and listening along as well with his little one as well. I think talking of little ones, lots of them making pizza with the families, and they've been waiting for what's coming next as well. Should we anticipate them? Should we be giving them a bit more time to think about that? Elements like that. How you know what's your thoughts on, do you just like pizza on its own? Do you like salads and coleslaws and whatever on the sides?
Well, to be honest, when I serve up salads alongside a pizza, not much gets eaten apart from the pizza itself. So I've stopped doing that because whenever people around and they see an option of a salad or a piece of pizza, they tend to go with pizza. So I've learned from my mistakes. You know, if I was making it for myself, I do quite like a fresh salad, but you know, I've got all that to eat. So I'm not going to be making salad tonight.
I think there's enough to be done here with what we've got. We make salads. We'll start making everything. We'll be here till midnight. I think, mind you, saying that most of the time when you have really parties like this and you start eating pizzas and all this, you're full. You're full by the time. But it's also nice because you can pick some pieces up and just walk around and mingle and do all that sort of thing. So it's not a sit at table. You can literally enjoy it as part of a garden party or anything like that.
That's kind of like how this kitchen is really. We normally have people round and they're either playing darts in the rooms over here or they're listening to music in the kitchen, and I'm drip feeding food, and that's what I like to do, just keep it little and often, because if you serve someone with a huge meal, often they just feel too full and fall asleep. So we tend to do kind of dribs and drabs of food and just keep the party going. And to be honest, I never ever eat when I'm cooking because I just feel like because I'm tasting it and cooking it, it's not. I don't sit down and enjoy it. So I'm one of those people that will probably just finish that off in a corner at like 1 o'clock in the morning somewhere on my own.
After all the wine's been finished. Big shout out to Munis. Munis has been watching these tubules live togethers to really get information on dating. Last week he was learning wine tasting. I think Munis pizza making might be something you can add to the artillery as well. Chris Orr was, saying he will join in. I hope you have, Chris.
Yeah, he texted me before we went live, and he said he was waiting, so I'm sure that he's on. So hi, Chris. I know that Amit has bought a pizza stone and a paddle, and I think he was going to make his on barbecue. So I'm hoping that went well. Yeah, there's a few people. I know that Phil and Anna from Medi, I think they are cooking in their pizza oven. So fingers crossed that's all gone to plan. So.
This is really, really cool, isn't it? Chris is like, in school I used to have some teachers. If I didn't, follow up to their standard, I knew I'd get in trouble. He's like that strict teacher. So whenever I see Chris, I've got to make sure we're at the best behavior and standards are absolutely top notch. So Chris, I'm hoping this is reaching that as well. He's that kind of a teacher, and we love that. So shout out. So where are we going next now, Bex? What's the next step?
We're going to go to dessert. I think the kids have waited long enough. It's time for chocolate. Now this is different because you cook the base before you cook, so you don't really cook the topping. You load it up So I've just melted it. I found some white chocolate in Emily's baking drawer. And so I am going to
I was wondering even before what you were doing there in that corner when we tuned in. So you were slowly melting that cooking white chocolate.
a bit of white chocolate just to drizzle over the top. Found it in there. So I'm just going to put the ingredients out. So there's some chopped hazelnuts that I also had. There's some Smarties. We have got some chocolate spread. There are other brands available. We have got some mini marshmallows, which I think always go down well. Now I'm just going to melt some butter, so I'm just going to whiz to my microwave and just give this a quick blast. So keep everyone busy.
Well, I have to now try and keep you all entertained while she's whisked off there. So I'll tell you what I'll do. You can see a bit of my face sitting here and trying to control everything. After this, I think I'm going down to the kitchen to make some pizzas. I'm going to play this on replay. I hope you're all having a great evening today. Every Saturday, we're bringing along something that's fun because more than webinars, it's about bringing people together. We did wine tasting last week. We're making this food today. Next week, it's going to be fun as well because apparently we have a musical gang. Some people playing guitar and some people playing what else is there? Drums, Zach was saying. Zach's going to play the tangerine as well. So we're going to bring them all as a celebration of dentistry next Saturday. Please do join in. There's a lot of things going on. Bex, you're enjoying that wine. I'm going to hand this back to you.
I'm sorry, it's Saturday night. Forgive me. I'm one of those. I'm a bit like what's his name? What's the chef that likes it?
I'm not the best at knowing, but somebody might be able to help you out there. I'm hoping somebody will be able to guess some names there. Munish says, awesome. I'm glad, Munish, you love that. Sanjay, what's the most unusual topping you've put on pizza? That's actually a really good one.
Probably
you know,
can't remember. I'm sure there has been. Do you know what? Actually, one night when me and my sister and some of my cousins, we went out on a night out and we were desperate for food. We were in York and we rang a pizza place and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait for like an hour because we're so busy." And we were so desperate. They said, "Well, actually, someone's ordered a pizza and they haven't collected it." And we were like, fine, we'll have it. And then when we got it back, it was doner meat and anchovy.
Oh my God.
And I think somebody just rung up as a prank and asked for it. And we ended up eating this revolting pizza as students.
Oh my God, a doner pizza. Mind you, a doner pizza might be brilliant for after. I tell you, one of the other ones that is very popular that I see in this part of the world where I am in Northwest, people picking it up. When I was in India, Paneer Pizza. So they would put cheese and then they'd put paneer on top. I think a lot of people may have had that.
One that I did do was use it as like an Indian inspired pizza, which was using keema. And so we put keema mince on top of the pizza, and then we put fresh sprinkled green chili, coriander, and then a little few blobs of natural yogurt, and that was lovely. But I suppose you could even do that on naan bread. But yeah, it was like a.
Now, talking of naan bread, Angela says she's got a wonderful recipe. I'm sure we saw Dev making this last week. So there's another kitchen that we're going to visit. Bex, what's your favorite dish you like to make away from pizzas?
Favorite dish? Oh, do you know, it's so difficult. I just like to change it up all the time. I suppose really my favorite cuisine ever is Italian. I mean, it's food that doesn't need to be messed with. You know, just kind of doing fresh sea bass, pasta, but I prefer ravioli. So I was doing an event. In fact, I actually was supposed to do it we were fully booked. So I was helping out at one of my friends' bistros in Ilkley. And we did a 2-course menu from some of the stuff we cooked on MasterChef. So it was carbonara inside a ravioli with the egg inside. I don't know if you remember watching it on the show, but it's like a ricotta type mousse with the egg yolk inside the ravioli with like crispy Parma ham on the outside, so that it's like all the flavors of the spaghetti carbonara, but it's inside the ravioli. So we made that. We had a full restaurant, and we made that for 35 people that all ate at the same time.
Wow. I mean, stuffing that ravioli, you need some serious skill in that as well, because that's again, if you're thinking thin dough base, that's even thinner, I think. It's more fragile. So
We made quite a few because one of the chefs who was working with us, one of the young lads, put them in the fridge with cling film on, and I was like thinking, oh, actually, they might just get a little bit moist in there, and anyway, so the first tray split, so we had to redo them, but every single one we made turned out well. And then we had like a main course of chicken saltimbocca, which is Parma ham and sage and lemon, and it's just all those like lovely flavors. It doesn't take long, it's not technically difficult, it's just good food, you know. That's what I like. It's
I think the flavors, the taste, it's always the key, isn't it? As you say, it's some things do take long, some things don't, but it's the flavor. And one of the best chickens I got is a tagine is it from Morocco? Have you ever tried that? Tried to use it? Is it a tagine that they have, and they leave them in there for ages for the chicken to really cook?
In fact, one of my best friends, Martin, who owns our local or runs our local establishment, he has just cleaned out his cupboard, and in there he's got this magnificent tagine that's beautiful. It's all different colours, so he's gifting it to me. So I will try and create something in that, and
I can see your base is ready. All nicely done. Tell me what's coming on there.
All right, okay, we need to stop talking now. The kids want chocolate. So we've gone with melted butter for this one. So instead of olive oil, we go with melted butter. It gives it a sweetness. So I've actually gone with a unsalted butter because there is a little bit of salt in the dough, and also I don't know if you've had chocolate with sea salt, but we're going to sprinkle a little bit on at the end, which just makes it just that bit more adulty. So you can choose whether you want it or not. So we're going to pop that on around the edges. So we're just going to cover the whole base.
So I can see the painting skills coming out now as well. So you've got to have it really thinly covered across.
I got a B in arts as well, you know. Right, so that's now buttered. We're going to pop that straight in the oven on its own, nothing else on. We will base to cook first. So pop that in. Exactly the same as we did with the others.
And it goes back on the stone plate as well. I mean, I hope you managed to get the barbecue going. I mean, wherever you are, let's get some barbecue pizza photographs on as well, because that'll be quite cool to see as well. You put butter on that. Is that because what's coming ahead? You don't want it to stick or anything like that, rather than the oil and things like that?
Well, when we do the normal pizzas, we either put tomato or oil. It needs some kind of moisture on there, and obviously we're going sweet, so butter makes it sweeter. So we don't want to go for a savoury feel on this. We want to go for something. So the dough is, I mean, you can use a sweet dough, but I think it's nicer to have a savoury dough with a sweet topping and a little sprinkle of sea salt at the end just to finish it off. So
I can see Dr. Venush sent me some photos here of the first garlic pizza bread. I mean, it's brilliant. I like it, actually. Vinu, tell me, how does it taste? Oh my God, his basil pizzas come out as well. The man is seriously on a roll. He's keeping up with you here. And it's really, really interesting to see that. There's a few other pictures coming in as well. We will be forwarding this on to you, Bex. You can decide who you think is really good. Venu's down in Stockport, and I met him a few months ago. Really, really exciting, interesting guy, really keen, and it's nice to see this. Vinu, you've got some skills here. We'll be seeing you at Bell's Kitchen with the Tubi lights soon. So there we are. Right, what's happening next, Bex?
So the pizza, as you can see, hopefully in 2 seconds, is now rising. Can you see that?
Wow, yes, we can, actually. Nicely rising.
So like the first one, it's just because it's got no topping on, it's allowing it to kind of get some air into it. So it's really the pizza base. some recipes will tell you to put the chocolate on and then pop it back in the oven. But when you do that, the chocolate kind of just, the Nutella doesn't really melt like normal chocolate, so it just goes a little bit foamy on top. And so I would just say, get the bottom nice and crunchy and crispy. Then we're going to go on with the Nutella, which just gently melts with the heat of the pizza. Then we're going to fire on the topping afterwards. So just make sure this chocolate's nicely melted.
So you want to make sure the white chocolate's not too runny when you've melted it enough, but it's still got that gooiness in there.
The white chocolate is just sitting at a nice temperature. I mean, I've literally added this at the last minute. I mean, you can put whatever you want on it. It's your pizza. Just chuck it on. And this one, it doesn't matter about the toppings because you're cooking the pizza first. So don't worry too much. Do not worry, as they say in Italy.
Try and always experiment. Try different things. I think part of it is, isn't it? It's always you add things on, you work through that, and you get different results all the way across with these things. So it's very nice. What's really amazing is how quickly this is done. I'm still impressed, Bex, because it's just quick and good. When you were in the MasterChef kitchen, you didn't know. They just sort of unleash on you, didn't they? Today's dish is this.
On the first day they do, but obviously when you get presented with a challenge, like you've got to cook pasta for Jay Rayner, whatever, we were able to kind of prepare that more. But as you get closer down, we have less time to prepare what you're going to cook, and you have to submit it and you have to practice it. So it really is quite intense. You need to, you don't have much chance to kind of change your mind and go for another recipe. So you've got to execute it really. I'm just going to see if this one is ready.
I mean, as Rebecca's getting the third dough out from the oven, nicely cooked base there. I would also say your day jobs with Optident, and there we are. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Nicely based done again. These are crispy. I think it's like you've been practicing them again and again. Well, it's nice to see that.
So I'm going to go on with the Nutella, but yeah. So my day job with Optident, I mean, a lot of people will know me from doing all the exhibitions and events and things. I've been actually with Optident now for 23 years. So
wow.
Yeah, it's been a long, enjoyable ride, and this is really hard for me at the moment because obviously I've been there so long. They're my family as well, and my friends, and so I'm finding this kind of not being able to see everyone a real hardship. And I know that some of the staff at the moment who are on furlough or whatever, they're really struggling to not see everybody, because we have got a really good group of colleagues and that have been there a long time. And so your friends are a lot of them, Drew, as well. And yeah. So on behalf of all of my colleagues at Optident, we're missing you, and we'll still be here to support you, when the time.
I tell you what, your team is one of the really close-knit teams. Normally when we go to events, when we go to things, what I tend to find is most of them are asleep at 2, but your team's up till 4. Look at that. So tell me, I was watching you spread that Nutella along. I struggle. That Nutella's so gooey. You never get it spread like that thin. Is it because the pizza's warm?
It's at room temperature. Don't put it in the fridge. Keep it at room temperature. The heat of the pizza is allowing it to melt a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on with a few little hazelnuts, just because they will then stick to the melted chocolate. We're going to pop on some. I hope the kids are doing this with me. This is just such the best bit. I'm going to just put a little bit more melted butter on these edges. This pizza is so good. You don't even have to be a kid. I mean,
I think I'll go for that one actually. I was
with the marshmallows now. They're going to stick to the top. This is it's just like a huge cookie. I'm going to go on with this. The good thing about pizzas is you don't need to be precise. I am not very good at puddings, I will admit, because I don't like rules, basically, and I don't like to have to measure things out and things. I like to be able to just be a bit free and add what I want. And so cooking like this allows you to go, do you know what, I don't have any of that in the cupboard, so I'm going to use something else, or I'm going to, just add my favourite thing. So we're going on with Smarties. We've had a few chocolate hazelnuts. We're going on with the marshmallows. So you can see there it's fairly covered, and then we're going to just drizzle it.
That looks really cool. Sometimes, when we used to go camping and you put the marshmallow on the fire, you nicely get it warmed up and done. That's so cool. It's like the proper fired up marshmallow, crunchy. The white sauce is going in there, is it?
White chocolate is going to just be drizzled over.
White chocolate, sorry.
This is just a little bit like Milky Way bar or whatever. Not Milky Way, Milky Bar. Just a little bit of white chocolate.
So you can really mix anything. What are your thoughts on that? Because you got milk chocolate, you've got white, you've got dark. Do different ones go together? You're not a big fan, I don't know.
Chocolate goes with chocolate. I mean, I just think I'm going to put a little bit of sea salt on here. Not a lot. I mean, you don't have to do this if you don't encourage your kids to eat salt. But I mean, there's so much chocolate on here. I don't think a little bit of salt's going to harm. So I'm going to. Yeah, and actually just ask your mum and dad about brushing your teeth after this, because it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but just take a look at that.
Wow.
I mean, that is like,
why do kids have birthday cakes when they could have birthday pizzas?
And this is so much cheaper than a chocolate, than a birthday cake. I mean, who wants a caterpillar from Sainsbury's when you can have one of these? I mean, this is just like, you can see in the middle, it's just got height.
It's nicely, the doughs come up really nicely and spread. I mean, that's a skill, the way you spread the white chocolate nice as well. That just looks good. What do you people think? Any thoughts down there? We're watching this. Was this something you would be happy to try out? I think I would really be happy to try out. I can see some pictures coming in from Sanjay, and they're just downloading. But he's putting fresh pesto onto it as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Have you tried? Well, not on his chocolate pizza, but on his normal pizza. So do you what do you like putting pesto? Because again, Italian dishes, pesto is very strong.
Well, pesto is basil mainly, so basil and parmesan, pine nuts all crushed down together. So if you mix a little bit of the pesto with some more olive oil and make it a little bit thinner, you'll be able to drizzle it all over the top. So yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea. So this is the crunchy, crusty chocolate pizza. And look how thin that is.
That is very, very thin. That's wow.
I'm just gonna have to.
When we see you take a bite of that, I think we just feel like, oh, I wish we could. I think Zach's already in the car. Zach's making his way up there. I really feel that this is real skill, actually. It must have taken you years to do this. How did you get into cooking? What got you interested in cooking, Bex?
Well, we live in this small village, and we used to go to school when we were teenagers. We used to go to school, which was like quite far away from where we lived. So we literally had a farm next door. We used to make. My mum used to help us make cooking into like a game. She also did it with ironing, which is cruel. But cooking specifically, she used to let us play Ready Steady Cook. So my sister and I would go to the supermarket, we'd have £5, she'd let us choose some ingredients, then we'd come back and whether it was a disaster or whether it was a success, she just let us experiment. And when she was out at work, we used to just kind of throw things in a bowl, put it in the microwave and just stand like this and see what happened. So eventually we got to the point where we were kind of able to kind of go, oh, that works. We know we got that right, and perhaps we'll add a bit of this or a bit of that. And she helped us to have the freedom to create things. So that was the starting point. And then since then, it's just really watching television programs, reading books, and I just love having people around. So if I've got friends or family coming round, then I will challenge myself to make something that I've never made before that they haven't eaten already. So I've got a good memory, so I know what I've served when certain people have been at the house. So I'll always try and cook something a little bit different.
I think Catherine O.P. Smith saying she's loving what she's seeing actually. She says, I'm going to create these for my next dinner party. Just make sure you invite us, Catherine. I think we'd all love it. That's really good. I'm coming back on screen here because we've seen so many different things, Bex. There was a challenge we set for you. The challenge was, we're going to do it in about an hour. It's got to be simple, but nice, but good for vegetarians, but good for people with dietary requirements, but good for this, good for that, and you did well. Lots of people asking what wine was it again, so I think you might as well tell them what wine was it again.
This is a Grand Bio Rosé from France. It's basically just a really nice pale rosé. To be honest, my favourite is Minuti, but we're struggling to get it at the moment from lockdown. So that was one that one of the local people recommended. It was £8.99 a bottle, and it's available from Town End Wines, which I think are still delivering at the moment in the UK. So yeah, I've got a pile of pizza. I'm gonna probably invite my husband back in the house shortly.
I know before we started, he did ask for a bottle of beer while he was waiting, but that's been phenomenal. Give us, and if people are posting pictures, we'll send them to you. We'll pick the winner for this. Hashtag Tubules Pizza, hashtag Bell's Kitchen. Give us the last parting word. Tell us the last thing that you'd love to say for everybody.
Well, whoever wins, I will do a cook along like this. Now we've got the setup going, we'll do a few hours or whatever. Just pick a dish that obviously that I can cook. That would be helpful to start. Something that you would enjoy to learn, and we'll do this as a prize for the winner. Yeah, we'll just. It's just been a pleasure. I've really thoroughly enjoyed myself. I know that I haven't got the feedback from everybody, but I just hope you've enjoyed it. It's so nice to be friends with everybody as well as the business side of things. And
I think the feedback's been really, really good. People have loved this, doing something different, something nice. And actually, what we're doing is bringing out the personalities in dentistry. And not just dentists, we're trying to do this for everyone. And you represent an important part of the dental world, the dental family, Rebecca. You've been in and around there. So to see your talent, we've heard a lot about it. We've seen the photos. We've done everything. I think this must be a first in dentistry, a Zoom live pizza cooking. We should be doing more and more of these as we go along. Tubules live pizza.
If you're going to be here for a while, I'm more than happy to do something else, whether it's to cook the perfect steak or whatever it wants to be. I'm more than happy to do this again. So if
Awesome.
Someone wants to see something else, let me know.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed it. And really, Bex, thanks so much. At this point, we always say you don't teach, you inspire. I think you've inspired people to make best pizzas. Enjoy all of them. Thank you. And let Mark have a piece or two as well. Those of you who are with us, next week is the last week of the Tubules Live Togethers. Tomorrow, the Geek Out gang are back. On Monday, we have all the practice owners who are talking about the trials, the tribulations, and all the forward thinking about practice owners. On Wednesday, we have a team who are going to show you how to jumpstart your practice, share some of those ideas. Barry's back on Thursday, and the next Friday, we have a 4-hour-long COVID symposium. Everything about COVID, from what the virus is, the immunology, the epidemiology, things to keep in mind for practice. And the next Saturday, we're back to fun with the music gang. We've picked up about 5 or 6 tubulites who play different musical instruments, and they're going to showcase their talent, just the way Becky has shown her talent today. Thank you very much. It's goodbye from me on Tubules Live Together, and it's goodbye from Becky, who has spent her time. It's been awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great pizza evening, everyone. Bye-bye.